In the mid-1990s, Cisco introduced the NetFlow feature on its routers. This NetFlow feature provides the ability to collect information incoming and outgoing packets from a network interfaces. In general, the NetFlow setup consists of these three main components: flow exporter, flow collector, and analysis application. The flow exporter is responsible for collecting network packets and sending them to the flow collector. The flow collector is responsible for receiving and preprocessing data sent from the flow exporter. And finally, the analysis application is an application that is responsible for analyzing data received from the flow collector and usually visualizes it in the form of fancy graphs. This NetFlow feature was then implemented by many companies that produce routers and switches with different names. For example, Juniper Networks uses the term JFlow, while MikroTik uses the name Traffic Flow. Coincidentally, I'm currently using a MikroTik router, which is why I'm excited to share my experience with all of you. But before we start, I have to tell you that you need Filebeat, ElasticSearch, and Kibana up and running. I won't be covering the installation process for these applications. Instead, please refer to the relevant documentation pages for instructions on how to install and configure them. So let's start with configuring access rights. From your Kibana dashboard, go to Management page, then navigate to Roles page. As you can see here, I already have my custom role named to Filebeat set up. You can create one and name it with something unique. Let's click this role and see its detailed permissions. There are two important settings that need to be considered: cluster privileges and index privileges. In the cluster privileges setting, I give access to most of the cluster management, and for index privileges, I give full permissions to all indices. After creating a new role, navigate to the Users page and create a new user. This new user will later be used by Filebeat to create indexes, dashboards, and sending NetFlow data to ElasticSearch. Also, don't forget to add the user to your newly created role that you just created. Now it's time to configure Filebeat. Log into the Linux machine that has Filebeat installed via SSH. Let me switch to the root user and enter my password. Then switch to my favorite shell, then cd to the etc/Filebeat directory. Edit the main Filebeat configuration and adjust the hostname, username, and password in the Kibana setup and ElasticSearch output sections. Then edit the NetFlow module configuration file located in the modules.d directory. Change NetFlow host from localhost to 0.0.0.0 so that Filebeat listens on all network interfaces. If your system is using systemd, you can run systemctl status Filebeat. As you can see, the Filebeat process is currently running, but the NetFlow module is not yet active. Let's enable the NetFlow module by running sudo filebeat modules enable NetFlow. Then let's verify by running this command sudo filebeat modules list. The output of this command will display all modules, both active and inactive ones. As you can see, I have two active modules, NetFlow and Suricata. Now you can create Kibana dashboards and index templates automatically by executing sudo filebeat setup. This command may take a few minutes depending on your server's capabilities and network connectivity. So while waiting for the Filebeat process to complete, let's log into MikroTik router to configure traffic flow. After logged into Winbox application, navigate to IP, then traffic flow. Click on the targets menu and add a new target. Change the destination address field to the IP address of your Filebeat server. Set the version field to IPFix and ensure the enable checkbox is selected. Then click the OK button. In the traffic flow settings window, select the interfaces you want to monitor and make sure that the enable checkbox is checked. Oh, wait, the Filebeat setup process is completed. Let's restart the process and check if everything works as it should. By default, NetFlow module listen on UDP port 2055, and it seems like everything with Filebeat is doing fine right now. Let's back to Winbox application and to finish our setup by applying router configurations. Let's scroll all the way down here and see that the router starts sending flow data to the Filebeat server. To see the process NetFlow data, go to the Kibana dashboard analytics page and you will see a variety of automatically generated dashboards by Filebeat. Search for keywords like NetFlow and start exploring your network information. And I think that's pretty much it. So, as we wrap up our exploration of this powerful technologies, I want to emphasize the importance of balancing network visibility with user privacy. While having access to detailed network data can greatly aid in troubleshooting and security efforts, it's crucial to ensure that this information is not used to invade individuals' privacy or compromise sensitive information. In addition to prioritizing privacy, effective NetFlow monitoring also requires a deep understanding of network administration etiquette. This involves being mindful of network usage patterns, identifying potential bottlenecks or security threats, and implementing proactive measures to prevent issues from arising in the first place. I hope you've enjoyed this video and thank you for watching.